Hello guys and welcome. I hope that you're having a wonderful day, a good morning or good evening. This is I Play 4K, aka I Play 8K, aka I Play 16K. And during this video today guys, I'm going to show you FIFA 20 or FIFA 2020 running on 16K resolution rendered in real time on two Titan RTX and SLI, but just because it's going to run DirectX 12 API, Direct3D 12 API, it doesn't support SLI, so pretty much single Titan RTX. Okay, so pretty much this is going to be the world's first 16K resolution render of FIFA game at any series, but FIFA 20, which is the FIFA from 2020 that was available to us in 2019, in the end of 2019, but it's very famous game in 2020. Today my desktop guys resolution set at 16K resolution, which is 15,360 pixels by 8,640 pixels, 500 dpi scaling, as you can see. And I'm running to the 8K native resolution screen, and I'm using DSR to 16K resolution. So pretty much we are rendering 16K resolution, 133 megapixels in real time, and then we downscale it and sending to the cable to the screen chip that is downscaling the signal to 8K resolution native today. Okay, I'm going to show you guys. Go ahead and grab yourself a snack and favorite drink, because it's going to be a long video. I'm going to show you all kind of different presets because I'm running 16K resolution. So what's the point just to show you something just high or ultra? So I'm going to show you guys low, medium, high and ultra preset. I'm going to start with low. As you can see, resolution set 15,360 at 8,640. Let me use the Windows symbol and plus button. It's going to zoom in right here, 15,360 at 8,640 pixels. No anti-aliasing, no limit on FPS. Guys, please keep in mind that in the end of this video we're going to have a nice beautiful talk about the hardware specification that I'm running today, but not right now. So let's go ahead and get going. Low preset, 16K resolution. Let's go ahead and have a look, shall we guys? Okay, well, what's going on here? Here we go. So it's a windowed borderless. Look how small my origin at the right bottom corner. So the game has English, all kind of different languages, as you can see. I'm just going to go ahead and scroll it to you. So you're going to see what kind of languages game supports on Origin in 2020. So today guys is January 14, 2020. Just in case an extra option for you. But we're going to go ahead and start with English, of course. Okay, at the right top corner guys, as you can see, I have display information system that is updated every second. Pretty much I call it tougher, self-explanatory. T stands for the temperature of the component, U stands for the usage or utilization of that component, F stands for the frequency of that component, and FR stands for the fan rotation. Only available today on video card 1 and video card 2. And 100% fan rotation constantly. Look at my GPU utilization, 99%, beautiful. 99% is the excellent GPU utilization or GPU usage, exactly what we want to have. Okay, so today I'm running i9-9900K, overclock at 5.3 gigahertz or 5300 megahertz per core, but I pretty much emulated it to i5 9600K instead of i9 9900K. So you can see the performance of my cheaper CPU, as well as it allows me to clock higher frequencies, which is the stable, and 5.3 gigahertz is unstable for i9-9900K with 8 threads, with 8 core or 16 threads. So I disabled the hyper threading technology, and I disabled two physical cores in the BIOS. So classic, guys, Barca versus Real. Let's go ahead and have a look. $16K resolution, guys. World's first 16K resolution. Don't forget to smash that like button. A lot of time, money, energy was invested into this video, so you can see it, guys. Plus I went and further and put my commentary over it, and just because I have a lot of experience running the favorite games at 16K resolution on 2 Titan RTX and SLI, I recorded most of the games, favorite games, as the first YouTuber on YouTube in 16K resolution, guys. I play 16K, aka I play 4K, was the first YouTuber, guys, that showed you 16K resolution on YouTube, 16K resolution gameplay. Look how everything is beautiful, guys, and this is the 3D animation based with the game engine. Okay, and unfortunately 3D animation in FIFA 20, FIFA 19 and even FIFA 16 is locked to 30 FPS within the FIFA game engine. But everything else in the game will be unlocked FPS. They only lock that 3D animation. But this 3D animation, guys, is rendered within the game engine. Please keep that in mind. Look at these crowds, guys. Crowds are looking on another level, guys. Comparing even to FIFA 19, much more detail, kind of looking almost like a high polygons 3D meshes in the crowds. Guys, this is that low 16K resolution. Guys, when you're playing FIFA 20 or any FIFA at 1080p, pretty much you're losing the details of about 70-75% of your textures. Because see that person right there? It's about, I would say, he's about maybe 300 pixels by 100 pixels if you're playing 1080p, and he got a texture which is at least 1024 pixels by 1024 pixel, but just because it's rendered on your screen as 300 pixels by 100 pixels means that you lost 70% of the pixel details of that 1024 pixels by 1024 pixel 3D texture. Hopefully, guys, this makes sense. And imagine if the texture is right now 4K resolution, which is 4096 by 4096, and if you play in 1080p, then you pretty much rendering 10% details of the texture in terms of the pixels. Everything else is lost. But when we're playing 16K resolution and the texture is 4K resolution, I'm pretty sure that we are pretty much loading almost 100% of the texture in available pixels rendered to us on the screen, so we can see all these details without smashing the pixels into one pixel. Hopefully, guys, this makes sense. Look at that beautiful scene, Zidane 3D animation. So, guys, as you can see, I show you during the gameplay, the single Titan RTX during GPU architecture is not struggling. Unfortunately, you cannot run this with RTX 2080 Ti during GPU architecture. Not it's just because it has less 256 CUDA core less than Titan RTX, not just because of that, because of the VRAM, guys, on the RTX 2080 Ti, because Titan RTXs or Titan T-Rex, how Jensen Huang, NVIDIA CEO of 2019-2020 saying, has 24 GB of VRAM for frame buffer, and this is very crucial component. VRAM as much as you can get, and if you're willing to play 16K resolution, look like you need to have at least 24 GB of VRAM, guys. Based on my tests, I already tested about 100 games in 16K resolution, and I think NVIDIA completely know about it, and I mean, they completely knew about it. That's why they equipped Titan RTX with 24 GB of VRAM, just in case if you will decide to go above 8K resolution, and it's not going to be a big deal for you guys. But when you're playing 8K resolution and you want to have a comfortable experience, you want to have at least 16 GB of VRAM. Okay, hopefully guys this makes sense. Right now our VRAM utilization 20,034 megabytes, which is almost 21 gigabytes, and I just saw for a second it was 21,000 megabytes. So pretty sure we're using right now at least 21 gigabyte of VRAM, and the system RAM usage is 10,420 megabytes. So the total system RAM usage today is allows 16,000 megabytes or 16 gigabytes. I'm using very expensive DDR4 5000 megahertz CL18 Corsair memory, but unfortunately on the ASUS Z390 chipset that is powering our motherboard for Core i9-9900K or any 9th generation CPUs. It's not enough, guys. It's not runnable, and maximum stable frequency was 3800 megahertz at CL18. Even with CL19, 4000 megahertz and above is not stable at all, and after 4000 megahertz is not even bootable. So I showed you guys everything. During the game it's beautiful gameplay, as you can see, beautiful FPS, low latency delay. During the 3D animation, like pretty much replays and stuff like that, it's kinda locked to 30 FPS, that's why it's doing that. But during the gameplay it was unlocked in terms of the FPS, and during the replays you're going to struggle, as you're probably going to struggle on the on RTX 2080 video card in 4K resolution during the replay. So there's nothing we can do about it. It's a part of the game engine, 30 FPS, and unlucky for us, for gamers. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now, medium preset, 16K resolution, and then high and ultra, and hopefully guys we're going to wrap up in about 30 minutes of this video. As again, don't forget to smash that like button. A lot of time, money, energy was invested. Here we go. And guys, the purpose of this video is not the gameplay. The purpose of this video is not the pixel comparison. The purpose of this video is computer science. So we pretty much can get the value, data, and the delta of the and value of the today Titan RTX Turing GPU architecture TU102 GPU by NVIDIA, so we can compare it with the future PC hardware components, future video cards, and etc, etc, etc. And guys, if you're watching this video in 2023 and you still cannot play 16K resolution, go ahead and smash that like button, as again a lot of time, money, energy was invested. Support me so I can be motivated to create some more cool, unique videos for you guys. And as you can see, I'm not the copycats. I already lost my voice because I already recorded 3 videos for you, over 5 hours total today, and that's why my voice is a little bit squeaky, guys. You probably can also hear on the mic the noise out of the 2 Titan RTXs. Each Titan RTX is equipped with dual fan design cooling solution, and it's kind of noisy, guys. But keep in mind that 2 Titan RTXs, guys, running cooler than 2 RTX 2080 Ti, because 2 RTX 2080 Ti doesn't have any space between them to breathe when you're running 2 RTX 2080 Ti and SLI. But Titans have no problem because they almost have 1 slot between of them. So they're running much cooler, guys. But as again, I'm running today this Titan RTXs, guys, completely stock. There is no overclock at all, and I even didn't use any thermal paste replacement yet. I'm going to repaste the thermal compound paste on each Titan RTXs, and I'm going to use the liquid metal thermal paste by Thermal Grizzly. Hopefully I'm going to limit my temperature, lower my temperature to as minimum 5 Celsius, but I'm hoping 7-10 Celsius lower, and so I can overclock my GPU and my VRAM higher, and hopefully I'm going to go above 2000 megahertz on each Titan RTX while I'm running SLI, and if above 2000 megahertz will be my case, it's going to be amazing, guys. No matter what video cards you're running on SLI, you want to always make sure that the first video card is running on water, the first video card closest to the CPU. because it's going to run so hot. No matter even if you have a beautiful triple fan design cooling solution on that video card, it's still going to be in SLI, and you're running two of them, still going to overheat, guys, and it's going to thermal throttle frequencies. So the best scenario for you will be just to get the first one water cooled and a hybrid water cooling solution, and it's going to be about $50–75 more than regular video cards. Go ahead and check it out, like a EVGA hybrid water cooler, RTX 2080 Ti, or future video cards, whatever you want to run in SLI, or also Gigabyte Water Force is a beautiful solution, an extra $75, but looking great, amazing, and it's going to run cool. And all that you need to have just the closest CPU video card to CPU, and the secondary video card will never reach the thermal throttling, guys, no matter what. Keep that in mind, because the closest video card to CPU always receives that heavy stress under the SLI. Look how beautiful it's running, guys. Even the game animation is above 20 FPS average, as you can see, and the latency delay is 30 milliseconds average. The lower latency delay in terms of milliseconds, the better. And when it's below 10 milliseconds, it's totally comfortable experience. When it's below 20 milliseconds, it's playable experience. It's good playable experience in FIFA20. When it's below 30 milliseconds, it's still playable experience, but a little bit stuttering already, a little bit lagging. When it's above 40 milliseconds, it's benchable, testable experience. And as again, the purpose of this video is not the gameplay. The purpose of this video to show you the data at the right top, guys, and this is the maximum possible fun that I can do in 16K resolution through MSI Afterburner in 2020 or January 2020. So I'm apologizing, the phone is a little bit small size, but this is the best what we can do.
This attack looks highly promising.
Alright, they're going to score, guys. No. Alright, so as again, 3D animation based on the game. As you can see, the FPS was 15 FPS average because it's locked 30 FPS, and it's struggling. But 16K resolution, still, you're not playing that 3D animation. It's rendered with the game engine, but it's not pre-rendered video, but you're not controlling anything. As you can see, during the game, it's above 30 FPS average, and it's, guys, right now it's comfortable experience, believe me. Alright, guys, enough. Let's go ahead and switch to high, and let's go ahead and do ultra real quick. Okay, I'm switching to high now. Guys, I'm not going to edit this video, it's going to be just one take. If the video will be long enough, then I will upload it in 4K resolution. If it's not going to be long enough, then I'm going to upload in 8K resolution as an extra bonus for those who's curious. But as again, this is not the pixel comparison video. You don't want to compare the pixel through the video, because video encoder brings some compression, blurriness to the each frame in the video. When you're comparing the video, you want to compare by the frames, which should be uncompressed, the raw quality. And this is not the case with the video file. It will be always compressed, so keep that in mind. Anyways, guys, we're enjoying over here, as you can see, at high. The game is amazing, by the way. When they're going to have the characters looking just like this character as a photo, then I would say the EA Sport totally did it. Until that point, it's still looking to me like FIFA 12, to be honest with you guys, or FIFA 16. There's not such a big improvements, just a little bit, but by a few improvements from every single series, guys. They're approaching like an Apple company with their A12, with their A series chips. They going very slow, but they're approaching, and finally they're going to knock it down. I'm just waiting when the dude, as you saw the dude at the left side of the screen, when the characters 3D meshes will look just like that dude, then we're Gucci. Until that time, it's not that cinematic experience yet as a should be. So, same thing, Barca versus Real. The classic match. Let's go ahead now, look guys, shall we? High preset, and then it's going to be ultra, and we're going to be done. But in the end of this video, guys, I'm going to show you a little bit of, we're going to talk a little bit about my hardware specification. Alright guys, it was, by the way, it was very comfortable. The gameplay will be amazing, guys. It's going to be comfortable.
Well, this wonderful city offers the visitors so much.
So they improve on crowds a little bit, as you can see, even from FIFA 19. But that blurriness is high, oh my god. And there's no way, as I remember from FIFA 19, for you to shut it down. So that blurriness at some 3D animated scenes will be annoying, guys. But it's just locked at 30 FPS. And that just because it was locked, just because so much details, it's not even picking up above 25 FPS, as you can tell, on a single Titan RTX. But still, guys, a beautiful, amazing performance.
And the Barcelona shape looks like this. Marc-Andre ter Stegen starts in goal.
Okay.
Piqué starts alongside Clem.
3D meshes of the character and the whole shadows are amazing. So they kind of detailed, looking beautiful, recognizable.
Let's dissect the right side. Thibaut Courtois, the Belgian, will be in goal.
The Zinedine Zidane in Real Madrid manager, as you can see.
Leading the line today is Karim Benzema.
The famous soccer player that played for France country. Okay guys, that motion blur is just ruining the details, and there's no way for us to turn it down.
Very much looking forward to this game as Barcelona get the proceedings underway.
Wow, look at this. The experience is still 30 FPS at high. The latency delay is still below 40 milliseconds, so it's still under the playable status in this particular FIFA 20 game.
Messi.
The GPU utilization 99%, which is excellent GPU utilization. Too bad that SLI doesn't work, guys. I'm pretty sure that you can switch FIFA 20 to DirectX 11, but with DirectX 12, Direct3D 12 API, the SLI doesn't work, no matter what you're gonna do, because the Direct3D API version 12 doesn't support SLI pretty much. It is supporting SLI, but throughout some complex things, and developers decided not to do it yet. Hopefully Microsoft will give us an example for the developers. Beautiful, guys. The gameplay will be beautiful. 30 FPS, and as you saw, the game has locked at 30 FPS. Means that 30 FPS is a beautiful experience. Here we go, we just scored. Still above 30 FPS. And let's go ahead and have a look at that 3D animation. Of course, the blur is not a great idea, especially when you're running, as you can see, below 10 FPS average. And too bad that we cannot shut it down. Alright, okay. That was a great shot. Okay guys, pretty much guys, you saw it, right? That is going to be a great thumbnail when you use that dude Barca. Alright, so look at the details of the field. Let me go ahead and switch it now to Ultra, the last preset, because guys, we gotta wrap it down. And as you can see, I covered everything what you need to know. I covered. I know some people just in a rush, they're not covering stuff, but I decided to go ahead and cover everything for you. Okay guys, so now ultra preset, no anti-aliasing of course, unlock FPS, but during the game animation as again is going to be locked. Okay, here we go. As again, reminder for naysayers, the haters, 16K resolution is set over here, 15,360 pixels by 8,640 pixels. Another joke over here. Look at that little window of the origin at the right right bottom corner. Okay, hopefully we're not going to overload our VRAM, because right now is usage 22,966 megabytes, so pretty much 23,000 megabytes of VRAM usage. It's 23 gigabytes. We have about 1 gigabyte to go, because 128 megabytes is usage by the operating system, allocation for the operating system. So we're about 12,400 megabytes, I would say 12.4 gigabytes of the VRAM usage is allowed, to be specific. The system RAM usage is still below 11,000 megabytes, which is below 11 gigabytes, and I guys can pretty comfortably tell you that we're not offloading some data from the VRAM into the system RAM. It's not happening. We are using our VRAM as healthy as it was designed by NVIDIA, and 22,000 megabytes, 22 gigabytes, not bad. 2 gigabytes to go. Pretty sure in the game we're going to reach 23,000 megabytes or 23 gigabytes. Here we go, the classic, the last game, and let's go now look guys. Fortunately, as again, I cannot shut down the motion blur. This is going to be unfinished. Okay, because it's running such a beautiful, check it out, it's running smooth guys, without any lag by the way. And even if the latency delay is below 40 milliseconds and above 30 milliseconds, but still in FIFA20, this particular game is just beautiful. Okay, test it out for you, and let's go ahead and have a look at the match. Wow, everything will be beautiful right now. Ultra preset, 16K resolution, rendered in real time through DSR and downsampled to 8K resolution native. But it's still rendering guys this amount of pixels, and it still requires that amount of heavy raw power. And with the 16K native screen, pretty much 1-2 FPS plus minus will be the same, as you can see with the same system at the right top corner. Guys, today I'm using DDR4 16GB of the Corsair DDR4 5000 MHz CL18. The 16 gigabytes cost above $1,000 US, but it's unstable, not bootable at 5000 MHz CL18 or CL19 on the Z390 chipset motherboard that I'm using today, ASUS Maximus 11 here Z390 chipset for my i9 generation 9900K that emulated right now as 9600K i5 to reach the 5300 MHz frequency or 5.3 GHz frequency per core. So I disabled 2 cores and I disabled the hyper-threading technology in the BIOS. So I'm only running 6 core and 6 threads, please keep that in mind. But I'm running stable 5300 MHz per core, and the maximum achievable on my i9 9900K stable is 5.1 GHz. It's runnable games at 5.2 GHz, but it's stable at 5300 MHz or 5.3 GHz in 6 core 6 threads, and this is exactly how you want to run your games, because as you can see at the right top, my CPU utilization never reached above 25% average. I'm only utilizing 25% of 6 core 6 threads, keep that in mind. So why do you need an additional cores? Just to bring that additional latency delay in nanoseconds, because additional core, guys, bring the latency delay, because the controller checking, okay, how many cores I have, how many cores is utilized less, and then is pretty much sending the instruction on that core. But before that, it's going to calculate all of these values, and it takes some time. Let's keep that in mind, in nanoseconds. So it's creating the latency delay. So to avoid that, I use the physical cores, and I shut down the hyper-threading cores, which is the logical cores, only using the physical cores, physical threads, for the best possible FPS and the lowest possible latency delay. Hopefully, guys, this makes sense. Goal. Oh my god, can you believe this? Alright, let's go ahead and have a look at that 3D animation.
Well, the first chance of a game is important, but the first goal, sometimes it comes, you're not expecting it.
Of 3D play. Here we go, guys. Pretty much I showed you everything what you need to see. The FPS, as you can see, is below 30 FPS average, but below 25 FPS average. The latency delay is below 40 milliseconds during the gameplay. So pretty much in this FIFA 20 or FIFA 2020 is still playable. The latency delay below 40 milliseconds and above 30 milliseconds, it's still playable status, unless you have above 25 FPS on average. And guys, FIFA games is again is going to run on any computer, $300, 1080p, and the same year that the FIFA was released. And even if you have a cheapest possible computer, the cheapest possible PC, this is how EA Sports design it, which is nice. But as again, I want to see the option for the folks like the two Titan RTXs that want to bring their experience to another level. So as again, guys, two RTX 2080 Ti or single RTX 2080 Ti, no matter what kind of video cards, even if it's campaign, not going to able to run this, because our VRAM usage right now is 21,585 megabytes, which is 21 gigabytes, and I'm pretty sure we're using about 22 gigabytes right now to have that VRAM usage healthy, so it's not uploading some data from the VRAM into the system RAM and creating additional latency delay, which is going to slow you down by a lot. So 25% maximum average CPU utilization, 25-26%, 6 cores, 6 threads. So you don't need to have 8 cores, 16 threads, but you want to have this higher frequency as possible for the additional FPS as advantage. And just because, guys, it's recorded with the shadow player that was hacked to output 8K resolution file, NVIDIA HEVC. You can add 3 FPS to the FPS counter to get my FPS without the shadow player recording. Just a reminder, 25 FPS and above, beautiful at ultra, but personally I would play it high, guys, above 30 FPS, because I don't see any difference in visuals, to be honest with you. Let me real quick go ahead and show you the replay. Let's go ahead and have a look at the FPS of the replay, if it's going to match the 3D animation, just basic replays. And if it will be, then we're Gucci, we're good to go. Okay, here's the FPS, guys. Let me real quick go ahead and start it over, because the motion blur is kind of suck. If we can disable the motion blur, and I believe it's not an option, but if we can disable it, guys, the game is amazing at high or ultra. Look at these details, guys. Let me real quick go ahead and show it to you. Wow. So SLI doesn't support, guys, as you can see, maximum below 5% on GPU 2, which is video card 2, so it's not supported. Guys, you saw everything what you need to see. This was at ultra. This is just unbelievable. So let me go ahead and wrap it up, and let me show you a little bit about my PC hardware specifications that I was running today, and we're going to go ahead and wrap it up, guys. Okay, so let me open the CPU Z first. This is just one take, guys. I'm not going to edit it at all. So 5300 megahertz per each core, or 5.3 gigahertz per each core, 6 threads, 6 cores. Let me use the Windows symbol and plus button. Zoom in, so this is much better. You can see, guys, the motherboard, cheapest possible, ASUS ROG Maximus 11 Hero Wi-Fi, but it's kind of decent motherboard, guys. But as again, for this type of price, advising you to go out and get yourself MSI. MSI in 2019 is dominating. ASUS dropped the ball in 2019. I cannot even run 5000 MHz Corsair DDR4 CL18 at 4000, CL19 at 4000 MHz on this ASUS Maximus 11 Hero motherboard. Keep that in mind. That's why I'm running 2400 MHz, which is 11,000, which is 1120 MHz times 2, 2400 MHz, with a very aggressive CL11 timing, guys. Can you believe this? And this is the 5000 MHz. Instead of running 4000 CL19, which is unstable, the maximum stable frequency 3866 at CL18 on this DDR4 5000 MHz CL18 that costs above $1,000 for just 16 GB of RAM stick. So I decided to go ahead and use the aggressive timings 11 CL11 at 2400 MHz, which is 1200 MHz times 2. Hopefully this makes sense. As you can see, this is my SPD XMP, and they're using, guys, the Micron technology. As you can see, Micron chip. For those who's curious, I'm going to show you in a second. I'm using the dual channel, as you can see. 2 Titan RTX for those naysayers. Each Titan RTX equipped with 24 GB of GDDR6 Samsung. Was running stock. And guys, here's the thing. This is why I'm using the 6 core 6 threads, because the single thread performance 625 points, okay, times 6, exactly 3600 points. Go ahead and achieve something like that, because I'm using the physical cores only. This is the true point score. Let me go ahead and show you something, guys. Look, I'm beating the 7980XE by 115 points. Single thread, single core means that I will dominate it, and it's 36 threads, as you can see, and it's not even 3 times faster than my 6 thread CPU. Okay, so threads in games, guys, nothing. Threads will help you throughout the long time period of data load and computing, and in the games it's a different scenario. In PC games it's short and it requires that maximum frequency. It's short, but it's massive. Keep that in mind. That's why maximum frequencies is required for the gaming processors. Hopefully, guys, I made it clear for you. Let me show you something, guys. This 6 core 6 threads going to dominate 8700K. Check it out. With a 6 core and 12 threads, I'm just dominating it. But 10600K, guys, 10th generation Intel i5 CPU will be the best CPU. It will have 6 core 12 threads as well, but it's going to be clockable at 5.3 gigahertz, stable with 6 core 12 threads, or even to 5.5 gigahertz with 6 core 6 threads. That means that it's a i5 10th generation CPU. That means that to match 10600K with my 9th generation CPUs, I need to, and if it's running 6 core 6 threads, that's 5.5 gigahertz per core. I need to have frequency 5.8 gigahertz per core with the 9th gen Intel CPU to match it. Hopefully, guys, this makes sense. So it's going to be unstoppable CPU. As you can see, I'm dominating additional 6 threads with the frequency and the multi-threaded performance, and that CPU will be just unbelievable, guys. Imagine like this CPU right now running 5.8 gigahertz. It's just going to destroy this 8700K with 6 cores, 12 threads, like by additional probably 200 points. Alright, guys. Alright, so I explained that, and let me real quick zoom out. Let me show you the IDA 64, and let me show you real quick the IDA 64 benchmarks, very important benchmarks, just real quick, guys. Windows symbol and plus button together. Here we go. Magnifier. So guys, check it out. Latency 49.3 nanoseconds, right? And it's 2400 megahertz, CL11, very aggressive timing, guys. At 2133 megahertz, 2133 megahertz, my latency delay is 6364 nanoseconds with the CL13. Okay, when I'm using CL12, aggressive timing on the 2133 megahertz, cheapest possible DDR4, my latency delay is 58 nanoseconds, and with additionally 200 megahertz but very aggressive CL11 timing, which is 2400 megahertz and CL11, I'm receiving 49 nanoseconds, 10 nanoseconds faster. So decrease the latency delay by a lot, as you can see. And this is my read and write and copy. Of course, if you have like 3600 megahertz, you're going to be much faster here, but check the latency delay. This is very important. Then the level 1, level 2 and level 3 cache for the 5300 megahertz overclock per each core of the 9th generation Intel CPU. This is the, guys, scores under the IDA version 6.20.5300. Okay, IDA 64 cache memory benchmark. And now I'm going to show you guys the right here, the IDA 64 GPU benchmark, and this is the two Titan RTXs TU102 Turing GPU architecture by NVIDIA, and a slide through the NVLink bridge against these this i5 emulated i9 9900K to i5 9600K at 5.3 gigahertz per core, but it's running x64 native machine code, guys. Usually it's much slower when we're comparing CPU versus the GPU, keep that in mind, but just in case. Alright, that's it, guys. I think, let me real quick go ahead and show you again my resolution, display settings for those copycats right here. 15,360 pixels by 8,640 pixels. Alright, guys, I think that's it. I think I showed you everything what you need to know. Hopefully, guys, you enjoyed this little video, and don't forget to smash that like button, guys, and I will see you in the next videos. Have a great day. A lot of time, money, energy was invested. Right now I'm putting some great videos for you to check out. If you don't see them, go ahead and check the video description. As again, support me with a like, subscribe, share it with the friends. The world's first 16K resolution, and you just witnessed that at low, medium, high and ultra. There is nothing better can be FIFA20 than 16K resolution at ultra. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Till the next time.